Hi everyone. Continuing on our topics of transitioning from Solidworks to 3DEXPERIENCE CATIA, wanted to look at the process for creating what Solidworks users would call a cut extrude, what CATIA is going to call pocket. So just like we'd start off with the pad creation, now we're going to select a similar face that we would want to create our pocket in this case. I'm going to select to produce a position sketch. You'll notice that takes me into the 3DEXPERIENCE sketcher. From there, again, similar tools to what we would experience on the sketch tab of the command manager. Here we'll choose a corner rectangle and we'll just draw that out. Side note and a little tip, you'll notice this is snapping. If I hold the shift key before I place that, that's going to disable that snap. And so we'll place that somewhere there. And then just like we did when we created the pad, again, we're going to select our pieces of geometry and begin to add in our constraints here. And in this case, we'll dimension this to be 40. And we'll select our height. Select our height and make that 3. Likewise, when we're adding constraints, you'll notice as I added that 3mm dimension, it did shift that piece of sketch geometry up. If we wanted to add a relation to sort of make the sketch entity here and the bottom edge of our model collinear, the same sort of process would apply as it would with SolidWorks. If I hold Control and select those two entities there, you'll notice the same constraint symbol pops up. This time, however, if I click it, and you see we have the option for making those coincident in this case. So if I select coincident, you'll notice it'll snap down. And then last but not least is we'll add in a dimension here to lock this down. All right, so that looks pretty good. Notice we have our sketch. The highlighted green entities indicate that it is fully defined at this point. So now I can go ahead and do something with this. So I'll proceed to exit my app. That's going to take me out of the sketcher and back into 3DEXPERIENCE CATIA part design. And so from here, we'll go ahead and choose really what we want to do. In this case, we're going to choose a pocket because that is equivalent to the cut extrude. And again, a very similar looking command structure to what we're used to, a solid or a thin feature if we want. In this case, we're going to choose to have this go up to the full depth of our part. So I'll say up to next, and that should reach that other side. And then we'll go ahead and say OK. And we get our nice cutout in the bottom of our part.